Well, a very good evening, everybody. This is Gulf Harbour Radio, Patricia and David, and it is a good day here at Gulf Harbour, ZMH 286. Better get the official part over with. We've had another dry day, which for us here in the Auckland area is quite unusual and appreciated to get things like the laundry done. It's certainly not as blowy as it is up near some of you folk, although we have got it pretty breezy at the moment, about 15 knots of west-southwest, 18 degrees, pretty decent, and 1014.2 on the bar. So David, I think, has got quite a bit of weather information. There are a lot of boats on passage and a lot of boats thinking about going on passage to both New Zealand and Australia. So we best get on with this. He's going to do a bit of an overview, particularly for those coming to New Zealand. There's a bit of wind out there, boy. And then what I'll do, I'll take the boats going to Australia first. I think we've got about 4 of those. And then we'll take the boats coming to New Zealand, and then we'll throw it open if anyone wants any particular questions answered or comments to be made. Just to let you know, there are some boats approaching New Zealand. Blue Oceans is at 3312 and 17157 east. Pretty strong winds up there, south-southwest 20, but they're doing pretty well, 7.6 knots. And who else? Bella Vita not too far behind them, 3209. Champagne coming down from Fiji, I think 3025 they are, 17450. Much more milder conditions, southwest 10, according to GFS. Well, if they call in, we'll find out. They're doing a 5.1 on a course of 162. So everyone's doing quite well. Hopefully we'll talk to Lady Nada and the few others that are way behind them leaving to New Zealand. But first of all, here's David with the overview. Boy, it looks a pretty sporty looking Southwest Pacific. Here's David.
Yes, it is sporty in the Southwest Pacific. So what I'm going to do is there's so many troughs out there. I'm just going to give you the ones that will impact those of you that are thinking about leaving or have just left. The first one that'll be of most importance to those in Fiji, we have a fairly active trough, quite a bit of lightning, thunder and lightning in this one. And it runs from, you can draw this on your chart if you wish, but about 17 south and 175 east, and then it runs southeast to 25 south and 165 west. So that's a fairly large area of ocean. So those of you that are, say, at Kandavu and heading southward, we'll start to get into the cloud for that system. There's another one that runs from the Solomon Islands all the way down to 23 south and 172 east. And that runs basically just to, the axis runs just to the west of Vanuatu and just to the northeast of New Caledonia. And then there's another one that runs near Norfolk Island, nearly on top of Norfolk Island. Starts off at 26 south and 165 east, and it runs down to 35 south and 175 east. It actually goes further than that, but that's good enough for us. There are other troughs, but they will not concern you at this point. Now, just for your interest, what I've done is I've taken almost a week, and I've put down the latitudes that a boat or a yacht may be on the days that I'm going to give and what the winds may be. So Thursday at 20 south, we're looking at southerly winds around 10 knots, maybe south-southeast to south. Now, this is the edge of the trough that you'd be encountering on Thursday. On Friday at 23 south, south-southeast winds about 12 to 15. Now, don't forget, these are mean winds, so you'd have to adjust them about 5 knots or so either way, and gusts could be 50% higher. On Saturday at 25 south, southeast winds about 12 to 15 again, and on Sunday at 27 south, that's where it picks up. Easterly winds 20 to 25. In fact, north of 27 south on Sunday, the winds are going to be about 25 knots plus, all the way up to the Fiji area. On Monday, that's the 24th, on Monday, at 30 south, east about 20 knots, mean wind. And Tuesday, southeast winds 15 knots, that's at 32 south. I'll say it again, at 32 south, southeast about 15 knots. And Wednesday at 34 south, which is near North Cape, southeast winds about 10. And the reason that the winds are so light at that point is the high on that date will be nearly over, or definitely over, New Zealand itself. And the closer you get to the center, the less the winds are going to be. Now, there's a lot of sea that's running out there, depending upon where you are and what date that you're going to be there. We're picking up 3.5 meters. 3.5 meters. That's just a mean swell. So, and that direction is going to be from the southeast, moving up towards you. So not only are you going to have quite a bit of wind coming at you, but fairly large seas as well. So there you go. That's a quick and dirty look at everything. And I'll give this over to Tricia, and she'll call in a few yachts.
Ooh, dirty weather for sure. I'm glad I'm not coming back at this time. All right, let's see if we can find the boats heading to Australia first. And I always like to start with eye candy because I know they have a good signal. Eye candy, Gulf Harbour. Ooh, well, so much for the good signal. Try again. I'll try the Kayo antenna. Andrew, go ahead again.
Gulf Harbour Radio, this is eye candy.
Yep, well, that's the one to use. I hope everything's going as well as it was this morning. Go ahead, Andrew.
Yeah, things are going pretty well. The wind's picked up quite a bit, and we're getting a lot of 7 knots most of the time, over.
Oh, that's pretty good. So, yeah, give me the full works, over.
Okay, our position 23 degrees 42 minutes south, 158 degrees 17 minutes east. Course is 250 magnetic. Speed at the moment 7.5, but more nearly 7 knots. The wind we have is 18 to 20 east southeast. The speed we've got up it's 1.8 to 2 meters, over.
Okay, we have eye candy ripping along still. 2342 south, 15817 east. Course of 250 magnetic, 7.5 knots. With the 18 to 20 knots east-southeast. Won't be any spinnaker usage tonight. The seas are 1.8 to 2 metres. I'm going to pass the microphone to give you the update from what David sees. But boy, there are about 20 boats behind you now, Andrew. So it's getting pretty busy on that run. Here's David.
Yeah, Andrew, tomorrow lightens up a bit. You've gone right through a sort of a high wind area from what I can see. So we're looking at basically easterlies tomorrow. This is true wind now, true wind. And we're looking at about 15 knots. So quite a bit of a drop from what you've got now. So sounds good. Maybe the spinnaker can get back up. Over.
Yeah, that would be nice, but we're happy. We've got 2 reefs in the main and half the Genoa. It's just after the beam on the power wind, over.
Yeah, well, that's pretty good. Eye candy will certainly not be arriving with anything to upset the agricultural folk, over.
No, we've killed all those things, over.
All right, well, I hope the diesel price in Australia is a lot better than here. We just heard that the diesel price has gone up, the highest it's been in a long time, to New Zealand $2.64 a litre. So I hope all the New Zealand boats fill up before they leave. Well, it sounds all is well on board, Andrew, and hello to Claire. Anything else, over? Okay, and I need Gone with the Wind now because the AIS is now about 19 hours behind. Gone with the Wind, Gone with the Wind, Gulf Harbour.
Gulf Harbour, gone with the wind, how copy?
Oh, nice copy. Liam, go ahead. Over.
Okay, going with position 2335 south, 15945 east, short over ground 250 true, speed 9 knots, wind 15 out of the southeast, blocking speed 2 meters, and we have 416 miles to go to Bundaberg, over.
Okay, yeah, I always looked at how many miles to go to. Gone with the Wind, 416 to Bundaberg at 2335 south, 15945 east, course of 250 true at 9 knots, creeping up behind Eye Candy, 15 knots of southeast wind with lumpy 2 metre seas. Well, you would have heard David talk about what's ahead. Over.
Yeah, copy, Patricia. Thank you, and thank you to David. We're fine. It's just a bit windy, but the weather's looking good, and the rest of the trip should be okay. Over.
Yep, sounds good. And hello to Annie as well.
What's the ETA?
Oh yeah, ETA for you guys is Eye Candy was looking at Thursday, but of course there's maybe not such brilliant conditions for the rest of the trip. But what is your ETA, Liam?
Yeah, I'd like to think we'll be in late Thursday. Probably in the dark, but I think we'll get there before Friday, over.
Yep, okay, late Thursday before the dark. Well, you know the area. I'm just passing the microphone. Eye Candy were late Thursday too.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty breezy late Thursday. We're looking at about, well, possibly northeast winds, 20, 24 knots, like that. East-northeast, I'll correct that, east-northeast, but possibly northeast as you get real close. And when you do get real close, it drops off considerably. So this is offshore by a number of miles. So windy there, but then as you near that breakwater, it looks like it drops off, which I hope that's the case. Over.
David, copy that. Yeah, we saw that on the grid. It's going to blow from the northeast. Thank you for the forecast. Thanks for taking the call, and we'll go on the tide.
Roger that, clear with Gone with the Wind, and let's go a little bit further north to Somerset, Gulf Harbour.
Somerset, over.
Yeah, got you good, Paul, go ahead.
Yes, we are at 1428 south, 16452 east. We're going along at 5 knots, motoring. We have wind 5 knots from the southeast, and not much wind, but we didn't really have to motor much as well. The speed was up and down. We've had a great sunny day, and we managed to catch a 1.5 meter yellowfin tuna. Over.
Wow.
You're going to be growing fins after this passage. Fantastic. You'll have a little more wind tomorrow. I see that area of light air that you're in. By tomorrow, though, she should be about 10 to 15, pretty much out of the east, true wind. And then as you advance a little bit more, it picks up a bit. There's an area of higher winds further west from where you are that you'll probably get that. Let's see, when will you get that? Oh, you'll get that on Thursday. Yeah, on Thursday you'll be getting some higher winds. I would say you're looking at a good 15 knots with higher gusts. So plenty of wind to sail. Over.
Yeah, roger that, and we also caught a 1.5 meter yellowfin tuna. Over.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. You're making us drool. That sounds like it would be delicious. A little sashimi. Yeah. Good going.
Yeah, I'll just repeat the position of Somerset in case others are too short a distance from you. 1428, 16452 east, 5 knots motoring because the wind is only 5 knots from the southeast. but it's nice and calm so that they'll be able to cut up and beautifully present the parts of the 1.5 metre yellowfin tuna. I really must be interested to see the size of their lures. They don't seem to do anything on a small scale on Somerset. All right, I presume all is well on board, Paul, over.
All on board, we're hoping for a bit of wind, over.
Yep, sounds like you might get it tomorrow. Okay, clear with the very peaceful passage on Somerset, and let's go to Ankala, who are going to Southport rather than Bundaberg. Ankala, go ahead, Gulf Harbour.
This is Ankala, do you copy?
Yes, good evening, Liesl. How's things going, over?
All's going well here aboard Ankara. We are at 22 degrees 36 minutes south, 165 degrees 20 minutes east. We're steering a course of about 245, and we're doing about 5 knots. We've got about 10 to 12 knots on the south-southeast, and flow is about 1 metre. It's nice and calm.
Oh, it sounds rather pleasant. Ankala on their way from Noumea to Southport are at 2236, 16520 east on a course of 245, and I suspect that is true, but correct me if I'm wrong. 5 knots, 10 to 12 knots from the south-southeast and 1 metre, so it sounds very pleasant so far, over.
Yes, very pleasant here, and yes, that is true course. Over.
Okay, true course for you. And any comments, additional comments from David?
15 to 20 tomorrow.
Yeah, he just says 15 to 20 tomorrow, so getting up a little bit, but is that southeast or pretty much?
Southeast.
Yeah, southeast. So, yep, it'll get a little bit stronger tomorrow, Liesl, over.
Okay, that's all good. Thank you very much. Yeah, we're south-southeast at the moment, so pushes around a little bit to the southeast. Thank you. Over.
Okay, yeah, good signal from you too. So, yep, safe sailing tonight. Okay, well, those are the ones that I have got going to Australia. Before I bring in the New Zealand bound boats, is there anybody else going to Australia that wants to check in? Please call now. Okay, nothing heard. All right, so I'm not too sure who's going to be on. We've got Lady Nada is the closest, they left a while ago. So Lady Nada, Gulf Harbour.
Gulf Harbour, this is Lady Nada. Can you copy us?
Yeah, good signals tonight, Adrian. So yeah, go ahead, over.
Glad that you can hear us well. We are at 2753 south, 17758 east, and we are motoring at 5.5 knots due south at the moment, and we are in 9 knots of southeast wind that just filled in the last hour or so.
15 to 20 tomorrow, south.
Yeah, interesting, because the GFS has still got, well, next to no wind, but it's had a bar from the northwest, so yeah, it's just coming around. So Lady Nada at 2753, 17758 east, 5.5 knots motoring south. The wind is 9 knots from the southeast. I'll just put the microphone to the other hand.
The other hand. Well, southerlies tomorrow, a good 15 to 20. The wind definitely is going to pick up. You're entering sort of a high wind area thanks to the high that's still in the Tasman, hardly moving at all. So it's giving you those lovely southerlies, which I'm sure that you can't stand. And I don't know what your sea conditions are. I don't think we heard you say that, but we are looking at anywhere from 2 to 3.5 meters in the next day or so in that area. Over.
Copy that, David. At the moment, we only have 1 metre of sea, but yeah, we're expecting everything to go downhill in the next day or so.
Yep, well, have a good meal tonight, and then you'll can work on reserves for the rougher weather, over. All right, I think Lady Nada are contemplating the future there. So a very good evening to Adrian and Nikki, and we'll check in with you again tomorrow when things change a little bit. Clear with Lady Nada. I wonder if we have got Scoots on frequency. Scoots, Gulf Harbour.
Gulf Harbour. Scoot, copy.
Yeah, this is absolutely amazing tonight. Isn't it lovely to be able to hear people perfectly? Go ahead, over.
Good evening. Scoot is positioned at 25 degrees at 11 minutes south, 167 degrees 14 minutes east, course 200 true, doing 6 knots, with a southeast wind of 10 knots, the clear skies, flight speed in a bar of 1029, and all well on board of it.
Well, there won't be any complaints from the crew at the moment, will there be? 2511 south, 16714 east, 200 true at 6 knots with southeast 10, clear skies, 1029 on the bar, and all well on board. Sounds very nice. Has David got any comments? Yes, he has. Stand by, Daryl.
Yep, looking at southeast true tomorrow, Wednesday. Models are a bit in disagreement. One of the models is looking at 15 to 20, and the other one's about steady at 15 knots, 15 knots. But I would suspect it's going to be a little bit on the high side. In other words, the winds are going to be a little bit higher than the 15, from what I could see. What is your sea condition at the moment? Over.
Sea condition, probably got 1 metre swell and pretty slight, over.
Yeah, that's interesting. Well, I anticipate it'll get a little bit bigger, but as you close with New Zealand, it'll probably get less as you get closer to the center of the high. But you're right in that area where the buildups should be by tomorrow or Thursday, about as high as you'll see it. Over.
Copy that, Steve.
Okay, well that's good news that it will get higher but then improve. So we'll clear with, that sounds like all is well on board. On Scoots, are you guys fishing, over?
Had a good fish on, but we haven't landed it, over.
Oh, that's a bummer. Okay. Yeah, well the ones taking out the fishing prize are definitely Somerset. They have got it down to a fine art. All right, we will clear with Scoots. I wonder if we've got Gracias on frequency. David, are you there? No, nothing heard. Is there anybody else coming to New Zealand? Wants to check in? Please call now. No, nothing heard. All right, we've got a few people thinking of leaving. So is there anybody wanting to ask any questions, provide any information, or want me to look up anything, any boat positions? Please call now. Oh, there's somebody there. Hang on. It's I talked too soon about the conditions being quite good on this Kaio antenna. People have probably started obviously turning their televisions on and using the internet. Could you try again? Over. Okay, I've got a lot of noise. Can anybody help me with that boat that's calling in? Please come ahead.
Your RF has killed this.
Yeah, go ahead, Andrew.
I see red.
Oh my goodness, I see red. That is absolutely amazing. I wonder where on earth they are. I see red. Go ahead. Okay, I have Icy Red who are coming down from Micronesia. They are now at 083. south, and 17, I missed the next figure, but I'll look for it, 26. What was the longitude again, over? 17026. Well, this is an interesting one for everybody. What a long passage you guys are having. Give us your conditions and course and speed and all that sort of stuff, over. Well, sounds very pleasant, but I suppose given the length of distance you have to go, then it's going to be what you're going to be using by way of diesel. Okay, well that's, and just for the interest of others, Icy Red has a connection here around Gulf Harbour, because I think, I'm not sure, is it your mum or somebody's folk live here? And it'll be good. You are actually coming through quite well on air, and I'm absolutely amazed, over.
Yeah, we've been hearing you from Causeway, but we've had the Chinese talking over the top, over.
Yeah, well, I'm not getting any interference tonight. Are you getting any interference there, over?
No, very, very clear tonight, and it's through parents that live in Harbour.
That's right, Orewa. Boy, it's a while since I thought of you guys. But yeah, it's an amazing signal. All right, well, we'll be following you with interest. David's just looking up the map to see what he can see. I'll just pass the microphone. He'll be a bit more organised for you tomorrow. But anyway, here he is.
Yeah, well, a good signal. That's fantastic. I've got you in an area of, looks like convergence. So my guess would be you've got some cloud about, quite a bit of cloud. Maybe even some drizzle. Tomorrow looks like the wind's a little bit south of east, not by much, and about maybe 10 to 12 knots tomorrow. Could you tell me what the cloud cover is like, your general weather conditions? Over.
It's fine.
Well,
this is interesting. Yeah. What are you looking at to show that
convergence?
Yeah, but what model is
both of them?
Yeah, both of them. All right. Well, this is going to be interesting to see what the models are like accuracy-wise. Not too good at the moment by the look of it, but both of them are saying that you should have more cloud. So it's always good to get the real picture. All right, well, this is great that we're in contact, and you'll be looking forward to the getting closer and closer. Yes, David just putting, yeah, there is quite a band over there. All right, okay, anything else, over?
Yeah, right to that. Something crossing out. We'll be heading to Port Vila first, and we'll stop off there because we've got some portholes that need repairs, over.
Okay, so heading to Port Vila, and then we'll be looking further on from there. Okay, what sort of repairs, did you say sail repairs, over?
It's the portholes, we've sunk some leaks as we go along, so yeah, we need to fix these before we come to New Zealand, over.
Yeah, good idea, especially looking at the weather that's around on the passage at the moment. So yeah, portholes. The good old porthole leak trick. Okay, all right, well, if there's anything we can do, but I'm sure you'll probably find what you need up there, but if there is anything that we can do, just let us know. All right, well, greetings to you both, and we'll look forward to keeping in touch. So if there's anything else, over?
Thank you very much. We'll keep in touch, and talk to you tomorrow.
Roger that, yep. David's quite fascinated to follow this. All right, is there anybody else for Gulf Harbour Radio?
I'm right on the edge.
Yeah, David's just looking. You're right on the edge of that system, so
to the north.
It's to the north, so you're going in the right direction. Okay, well, we will be back again tomorrow night, folks, with the same lineup, and we'll see how we go then. This is Gulf Harbour Radio, and if there's nothing else, we'll be clear, and the frequency's all yours. Cheers all.
That's where he is, where the arrow is.
Hang on, hang on, hang on.